Alright, in this video, I'm going to teach you as quickly as I can how to read notes on a page. So first, here's a piece of music. We have the title at the top, the composer in the upper right-hand corner, and the music below. All these dots with stems are notes and correspond to an exact note on the piano. For example, this note here is G, but it's not that G or that G, it's specifically this G. So every note is an exact note on the piano. And reading music is just reading these exact notes and playing them left to right. These notes are all lined up together, so you play them together. As you move forward, it's just like this. Okay, now that you understand that each of these notes corresponds to an exact note on the piano and playing notes is just playing it left to right, now let's get into actually how to read these notes. So notice these notes fall into two areas, a top area and a bottom area. Each of these areas is called a staff, the foundation upon which notes are drawn. Now notice both staves have a different sign. The top sign is called treble clef and the bottom sign is called bass clef. What kind of notes does a bass player play? Well, he or she plays low notes, so the bass clef covers all the low notes on the piano. The treble clef covers all the high are there. If you counted correctly, you'll see that there are 5 lines with 4 spaces in between those lines. Notice that the notes in the music either fall on a space or on a line. There are notes that fall outside of the staff as well. These are called ledger lines, and we're going to get into that very soon. Now here we have a clean staff, and here the first line in the treble clef is an E. However, the first line in the bass clef is a G. The second space from the top is a C. But in the bass clef, that same note is an E. The lines and spaces are different in both clefs, so reading music becomes a memorization challenge. How music teachers have approached this challenge is by giving students mnemonics to memorize, like "every good boy does fine." Memorizing that phrase helps you memorize that the 5 lines of treble clef are E, G, B, D, F. And the spaces are face, F-A-C-E. The bass clef also has its own mnemonics to help you memorize the lines and spaces there as well. The problem with this method is if you want to play the last line of the treble clef, you have to think, "every good boy does fine." Oh, it's an F. That's slow and painful because you have to go through the whole acronym to get to that F. It also teaches you to memorize that that line is an F, but it doesn't teach you which F. One thing you can get from looking at this picture is noticing a pattern. Notice as you go from line to space to line to space,